everyone, welcome back. It is the Dani podcast. Can you believe episode 9, season 3? Weirdly, we are halfway through. No, we're not. Half of 25 is like 12, isn't it? We are almost halfway through this, and I can't even deal. I got an email from my work the other day that said something about something coming up in September, and the way that it was written scared the bejeebers out of me, because I was thinking, holy crackers, it sounds like it's tomorrow. like we are currently going through a long weekend, weird week situation in New Zealand and maybe Oceania. I don't know. It's because of Easter and Anzac, so we get a lot of public holidays. I have taken off 3 days next week, so I get 10 days off consecutively, and I'm very excited. Am I going away? Absolutely not. Do I ever plan anything? Also, no. But I have visitors coming, so it's been a busy couple of weeks, and that's why this episode, I didn't really want to do it like a catch-up yap from the couch episode again, but I do want to relay that if you do have a plan, don't stress too much. Your story can only get better. Let's go rogue. We'll go rogue, shall we? So, this episode, I'm going to catch you up on what's been going on behind the scenes, from some unexpected curveballs to the quiet wins and everything in between. This isn't just a life update, it's a reminder that even when things don't go to plan, the story can still unfold beautifully. Tune in today for real talk, reflections, and a little bit of that Dani Dots honesty that you guys know and love. So, again, I'm sitting here and a friend came up to me last couple of days and says, Dani, I almost dobbed you in because I got confused if you'd actually voice noted me something or it was on the podcast, but I just want to elaborate that I don't know if you guys, some of you that don't know me, as well as my friends do, that my episodes feel like a voice note between friends, and I can't stress that enough. It's literally exactly as I'm saying it. There's no fluff, and I'm really proud of that. I have no, I don't have any expectations for the pod, to be honest. I think we've just been playing along with it and just enjoying things. I was really proud of myself last episode for being so open and honest. It took a lot. Of course, I didn't want to say that shit fell through the toilet. God, no. Also, I don't think I really spoke more on the topic of that chief hangover officer job that was advertised. I didn't get it, but I also didn't get it the same week that old Twitface decided to cut things off with me. But there's been an update. So since that whole thing with that bloke, I found out on the weekend that the week that I had a friend over from Australia and I was spending time catching up with her, doing all the touristy things, he was messaging his ex because he was bored of waiting for me to get back to Cromwell, which is absurd. I was gone for 2 days and he came out for dinner with one of those days. What is wrong with all the men? I don't even know. Honestly, if you have a husband or a boyfriend or a fiance, hang on to them, because honestly, there is just some weird double standards going on. I can't even deal. There's also an update on the unavailable salmon as well, so stand by for that one. But no, on the weekend just gone, I threw caution into the wind, and a couple of weeks ago, I floated an idea with my friends to go to a random lawn bowls event that my beautiful brother from another mother was hosting. It was extremely nerve-wracking. I mean, throw some random people in a car and take them over to Arrowtown for the night and hope for the best. Is basically what my brain was thinking. But no, it was hands down, it's literally gone in my 2025 diary as one of the best nights so far. Easily. The laughter that came out of this day, the friends that were made, the memories that were created, I just am so proud of myself. And it takes a lot. Obviously, it's one thing to plan an event, but to actually have people genuinely enjoy themselves, not just faking it, because let's be honest, if you're over in Arrowtown, which is 25, 30 minutes from where you actually live, and there's only one car, I was scared that there's going to be some shit happen. People have to go home. Like, I don't even know. My brain just went into like, But it turned out to be wonderful. And kudos to the brother from another mother for making this event so successful. I mean, I went to it in 2021 when I barely knew anyone. I was the only girl. There was 20 plus blokes. The alcohol was cheap. The banter was huge. And it was just a magical time. So I don't know. I was really proud of my friends for being so like open to this happening and just, I don't know, enjoying themselves. But throughout the day, like we got there at 9 a.m. It was meant to go on until 4, and we played 4 rounds and a couple of random games that were just, I don't know, for spot prizes. So they have this special on at the Arrowtown Bowls Club bar where it was 6 drinks for $33. The bartender started getting drunk, so the price changed to $27. Between myself and my 3 friends, we brought 3 rounds each. On our table that was at our end of our green, there was a tray, like a bottle tray. Any one time there was glassware and bottles and cans on this tray, you were allowed to drink your drink and pick the next one up, and it was like easy. Once the tray was empty, you go and refill it. So many drinks, and I can't even deal how much we were mixing things. Like, it actually makes me sick. The shots of tequila were $2 because Calvin, the bartender, cracked a bottle of tequila that he shouldn't have. So he decided to sell the remnants of the bottle. And we had really great music playing. So odds are new people, great alcohol, really good music. It's like the combination's the best. So people were dancing, there was twerking, there was like a sausage sizzle, which was triple smoked sausages that were homemade or something. I don't even remember. Got to the end of the day and we checked into the hotel. We did a bit of drunk shopping at the Night and Day. I don't even remember, but for some reason I had a bag of Doritos, some dip, and a cookie time. Again, remind me why I am the way that I am. I mean, honestly. So we decided to go out after that, and we had some pizzas, and the night was young, I'm not going to lie. So at about 11 o'clock, 2 of our party of 4 decided to go back to the hotel and go to bed, which was fine. Obviously, we've been drinking 12, 15 hours. Myself and my other friend decided to stay out until 1 in the morning. Now, I don't know about you guys, but he's the type of bloke where the drunker he gets, the stronger the Scottish accent comes out. And let me remind you that he's not Scottish. So, I mean, I was so close to peeing my pants. I was laughing so hard because people around us genuinely thought this bloke was Scottish. It was like the perfect accent, and I can't. The videos that I have are just so unimaginable. However, earlier on that day, I posted a photo onto my social media of all of us enjoying ourselves. And something that Dani doesn't do is she doesn't tag her friends in the photo, simply for the fact that that photo will then appear on people's feeds. And obviously it gets out that we're all hanging out or whatever. So it was about, I don't know, just before midnight. We're in this random, dismal, dark bar in Arrowtown. And mind you, there's only 4 bars in Arrowtown, so you can probably imagine which one I'm talking about. When my friend that I'm with, his phone starts going off. Now, we're enjoying a couple of drinks with this random bloke who looks like a Viking. I mean, I'm pretty sure I was calling him Asterix or Obelix from the comics back in the day. Anyway, he says to me, Dani, my phone's going off. I'm just going to go check it, okay? And I said, yep, all good, mate. I mean, this bar is dark, so you can't see shit. So he goes outside and he comes back and he says, oh, you'll never guess. I'm like, oh, God, here we go. It's the unavailable, emotional friggin' salmon from previous episodes that rinsed me at the start of the year. He is sending through, not even 5, 10, 15, but 30 photos. I mean, I'm talking bromance photos. And I'm thinking, oh my God, honestly, it was the most obscene thing. And I thought, you better check on him. Obviously, this is something that's really strange. This hour of the night on a Saturday, my brain was going into red flag mode for men's mental health. Like, obviously, I was thinking the worst. So we left this bar. We were walking down the street of Arrowtown onto the next bar. And I didn't, my friend did, filmed a video just saying, hey, mate, in Arrowtown, just having a couple of drinks. Dani's here. I will, not me, Dani, but my friend will catch up with you for a beer sometimes next week's. And he panned the video around and I was walking towards the camera and I just went, hello. Oh, Dani, why do you do these things to yourself? Anyway, he sent back and he said, yeah, all good, mate, you're looking suave. And I thought he wasn't even in the photo, but whatever. So we go into this other bar thinking nothing of, anything more of it. It's fine. And whilst we're in this bar, his phone starts going off again. I'm like, are you joking? He looks at his phone. Yep, more photos. Like I'm saying 30, 45 photos now. It's ridiculous. So I said to him, hey, look, we would regret everything if he did something stupid. So you better go ring him. I mean, I've already lost a brother to this type of shit. So just go give him a call. All good. He goes outside and he talks to this bloke and he says, yeah, mate, you're all good. Like, this is really getting a bit weird. I just want to check in. And he comes back to the couch. He says to me, Dani, oh my God, I was on loudspeaker. And he keeps saying this one sentence over and over again. He keeps saying, look after the company you're in. Look after the company you're in. Like, grow up. Just say, look after Dani, for goodness sakes. I mean, people that have like ended situationships and stuff like that don't need this bullshit. I mean, really, I'm happy that he's okay, but he shouldn't be wording it like that because it's like muddling with my brain. So anyway, gets to like 1:30. We have absolutely rinsed this bar. I mean, I'm talking like we decided to try and do one of every type of spirit. So I brought the tequila and the rum. My friend brought the bourbon and the vodka. And I think there was weirdly, I can't even remember. There was some mixes in there like Frangelico and Malibu and all those types of things as well. We were just making drinks out of nothing. I mean, gets to the point where I'm pretty sure we drank ourselves sober. Got back to the hotel, cool beans, crawled into bed. And the next morning, this stupid Sydney flight, a Qantas, took off over Arrowtown. And it was so loud, you guys. Like, oh my gosh. For people that don't live in places that have airplanes, such as Cromwell, it was loud and it woke the whole house up. So I was lying there and I was just looking at my phone like, oh my God, it's only 7 a.m. on a Sunday. And I heard this crack of like a soda can. And I thought, who's got a can of soda at this hour? Like, where have they been? We didn't have soda in the unit. Why have we got like a can being cracked? No. My friend was cracking a beer at 7 a.m. So we all got up, we all met in the kitchen and we all cracked a beer just to, I don't know, tie us over. It was carnage. We all sat outside and we all talked about the night. When my friend actually said to me, hey, the emotionally unavailable salmon is only doing what he's doing because he didn't want to miss out. And obviously he's super jealous that you're out here, Dani, hosting things like this and he can't be with you. But he's just being a little bit needy. And I was like, yeah, but this is stupid, you guys. Tell me I'm wrong. But honestly, I was just like, I kind of put a damper on the night. I'm not going to lie about it. Anyway, we made our way to McDonald's by about midday and back to Cromwell. It was easily the best time this year. Like I would be surprised at what's going to top that, to be completely honest. However, I've got family coming down from Westport to go to some big events this weekend over in Wanaka, and I'm so excited to have them here. It's just going to be a really great, entertaining space again. I feel like for myself, though, we were talking about me booking the solo travel thing and why I'm so apprehensive about it, and Mum made this really strong comment the other day that basically said, I think that you've got this real heavy pressure on yourself right now because you and your brother are building a house, and that's not normal. So obviously you want to be there for that. You are enjoying the process. You're enjoying picking things out and talking to the builders and getting to know the electricians. And she's like, I see why you hesitate because you've never hesitated before. And this is not something to do with the universe. It's not to do with, oh, you're scared of leaving town because, you could meet someone. No, this is the immense pressure of building a house, and it happens to everyone. So don't stress about it, Dani. And I was thinking, oh, okay, Mum, you've got a point. Subconsciously, I didn't think it actually was a problem, but it actually turned out it was a problem. I still haven't booked anything. I've got a really good friend right now who is currently on a solo trip, and she told me, Dani, I've always traveled solo. It's never been a problem. I always feel safe. Don't be a chicken shit. Start booking stuff. So I am back to square one. Am I going to go to Asia or am I going to go to America? But first and foremost, I have to book the Cook Islands with my mum for her 60th birthday. That is compulsory. It's something I have promised her and my brother as well. So that's first and foremost. And obviously, I feel like when you book travel, it's kind of something to look forward to, and it's not something that you do spontaneously because you want to put a bit of effort into it. So the sooner I get into doing this trip, the better, because my actual solo trip is already pretty much planned in my brain. My house has been very much a entertaining party house for so many years, for exactly that, 5 years, and most of that was COVID. So I feel like with this whole changeover of situations coming up where I'm building in Hanley and we've got a whole different house to fill, that I feel like in some ways my house is being ripped out from under me as the go-to party house and entertainer's house where we get to have guests and things. So I am a little bit shitty about a few things to do with that. But isn't it interesting that I never really had a plan for my life? Yes, I am getting older and 38 is scary, but my 30s have been so freaking crazy. The timeline of events, it's so important that you just never had a plan for that. Because I feel like people that really dig deep on having some sort of life 5-year plan or something, they just turn themselves into an anxious mess if something doesn't go right. And yeah, I am at the end of the stick when it comes to having babies and stuff. But you know what? I've got a kitten and he's crazy. So I'm really happy at the decisions that I've made. And I feel like my story as I'm getting older is only getting better through huge experiences and lifelong memories. But also it's ebbs and waves because I have no pressure on myself to achieve different things. And don't get me wrong, I will have so many people come at me and say the pressure that you place on yourself, Dani, is crazy. But I just don't feel it like that. It's so, is it really pressure that you put on yourself if you actually enjoy what you are trying to put out in life? It might not be to plan. Don't get me wrong. Last year, when I was doing digital marketing quite heavily and I was trying to build up a bit of an empire financially, I enjoyed that. It wasn't a plan in 2024 to take on the digital marketing space, but my story from that definitely propelled me into financial success. And it set me, it really set me up for what I'm doing this year, that's for sure, because I have barely touched anything. And I don't think I put any pressure on myself last year to perform, but I feel like what I experienced when I worked in a target environment such as Vodafone and Optus back in my 20s taught me to strive for monthly targets to make sure that if you really wanted to make something achievable, that you had a plan in place. And now I think I take a step back because it's never been a part of me to actually forecast something happening. It's just something where if I think about it, weirdly enough, it happens. Take, for example, my kitten. He is beautiful. But I actually said to Mum that I was weirdly manifesting a really big cat without a Maine Coon or anything stupid like that. Those are expensive pussycats. This was just weirdly a bigger size cat that I was interested in, the Clydesdale of horses. Big paws, big bodies, because I'm 6'3" and I was really excited to, have a cat that just didn't know how big he really was. What's really interesting about this is Poe, my kitten, is about to be 5 months in about a week's time. When I got him, he was 8 weeks old and 600 grams. Recently, as of last Friday, he got his nuts cut off and he got weighed. So he's now 2.78 kilos, so he's a far cry from the 600 grams. And he has these huge paws. Like, everyone makes comments at the size of his paws, and I never really looked at that because to me, he just walks all over me and he curls up and thinks he's small, but he tries to fit in weird places in my bed. Like, he is not afraid of getting under the blankets. He's not afraid of awkwardly trying to sit his head on my elbow and just think that he's small, but he's not. And weirdly enough, I never got Poe under the pretense that he was going to be a big cat. He literally was just a rag doll. His mum was a rag doll, but his dad was a barn cat. So he's come out quite a soft grey tabby kind of a thing, like his domestic short head more or less. But yeah, looking at him and seeing what I actually didn't really envision having, and then I ended up with that, I was like, how did that happen? And Mum always makes that comment. She says, whatever you want in life, Dani, just don't say it out loud, because if you say it out loud, it ends up coming true and it scares the shit out of me and your brother. So I didn't get in the car on Saturday, take for example, and say, hey, I hope today goes well. That's for sure. I just threw caution into the wind and decided, let's not make a plan. We're just going to go over to Arrowtown, play some lawn bowls, stay the night and come back. Let's see what happened. There were people that popped in to visit us in Arrowtown that were excited that we were there, that Ubered home and, they drove their cars back home and they Ubered back to Arrowtown simply for the fact that we were having so much fun. So, I can't. But I think I'm a prime example for this whole episode that, when life doesn't go to plan, but the story only gets better, sometimes it's okay to hit pause. Not everything is meant to go how we're imagining, but it doesn't mean it's not working out in your favor. If you've been feeling a little bit lost or behind or unsure where your story is heading, I hope that in due course, as you get older, you can sort of look back and think, you know what, when I didn't think the story was going well, it actually was. And just see how things pan out. Don't worry about it. I'd hate for people to end up a manic, anxious mess just because they thought their life was going to be different. Did I think I'd have kids and be married? Probably not. I'm the type of girl who, if I had a birthday in my 20s and early 30s and I was with a bloke, which never happened, so don't worry about it, I always had the mentality of it's okay, because if I broke up, I'd just cut him off the edge of the photos. I always was thinking, if I was with a bloke, I would never stand next to him in a photo. I'd always make him be at the edge of the group of people just so that if he wasn't in my life anymore, I'd cut him out. This is how much I genuinely did not think I'd ever end up with anyone, so whatever. But also my blood clot condition makes it, I'm a little bit more high risk to have babies anyway, so I was totally fine with the whole concept of not being a mum. I think it's my mum being an early childhood teacher and actually just being so good around kids that I genuinely wanted to be a mum and make her a grandma. But at the same time, as we've gotten older and watching her integrate with me and Tom and our nightlife and entertaining and all the types of things that we get up to, I look back at it and I see her and I think it would be cool to have a little tiny person in the life, but the same thing, she's really enjoying just hanging out with me and Tom and just being a mum to us. So I would never do something just solely because I thought she'd be great at, being a grandma or whatever. But she is a really great mum, and that's just exactly how I want how this whole thing to be. It's totally fine. I'm not bothered. Anyway, I had a few things I was just going to mention, just a few tidbits, I'd say, on what's coming up. I mean, we are essentially going into autumn down here in Central Otago, and before you know it, it's going to be May. I just wanted to relay that obviously we've got Easter and a weirdly long weekend thing happening this week. So I'm not sure if I will end up having a podcast next Tuesday or my house is still going to be full of random guests, but I will give it a shot. Obviously, I always do try. Even if there is that one time that I might have to do a podcast from my car somewhere. No, maybe not. But yeah, I feel like lately things have just been going so fast. I was genuinely looking at my Netflix and my subscriptions and shit, and I was like, shit, stuff's like starting to compound a little bit. Like movies are getting really good and TV shows are getting really involved. And honestly, I just wanted to have a breather and just actually sit there and be like, you know what? Give us that COVID friggin' stupid holiday shit again. So we actually have to sit still for like, I don't know, 10 days and it doesn't come off a leave balance from our workload. Or, you know, deal with that pandemic shit. But obviously I really just want to, maybe this is me saying that I need a break, but I just want to like run away to somewhere really great with a view and a TV. And I just want to like curl up in a ball and have it rain and just watch TV and eat stupid food and just like catch up and catch my breath a little bit. Like life itself's not going that fast like that, but I feel like for myself, I'm genuinely chasing what everyone's doing around me, except I'm not doing anything for myself. So I'm like, but I can't leave my kitten that long, so I have to go somewhere where I could take him. God, he's needy. But yeah, just if you are doing anything this long weekend, obviously I do want everyone to look after themselves and drive to the conditions. Don't, race here, there and everywhere. Please take a breather and just enjoy yourselves. If you guys do have a little bit of stuff you want to talk about in regards to your life story and how you feel like things aren't panning out, remind yourselves that things can only get better if you allow it. So open your mind to things. And if you think something's like weirdly off, it probably is. Gut feeling is a definite. But just trust the timing of your life. And I've said this to a lot of friends lately just because they are feeling the crunch of getting older. And it is really important to slow down and actually appreciate what's going on around you, because weirdly enough, it's like you just need to stop and admire how good you have it. And that's really big on myself as well. I definitely stop more often than I should and think, well, that was different, but I do believe that it will be part of my story one way or another. And for whatever reason, and honestly, if getting that stupid hangover chief officer job declined for myself, is that because something else is being paved in the way and I'm supposed to open my eyes to other opportunities. Weirdly enough, even though I just came from that big weekend in Arrowtown, I actually genuinely think I don't want to do things like that like a hangover officer does. And I would not like to put myself in an environment where you have to get drunk in order to test a hangover cure. Because even though I was running off the adrenaline of having such a great weekend, like the flow-on effect is now that it's even Tuesday, I'm still just sitting here like, I'm only getting older and I haven't been to the gym this week. I've just been like, I'll go tomorrow. Oh, it's the flow-on effect from having a big weekend. So, I actually have a good friend of mine who we share a birthday. And this year we've decided to become ghost hunters. I know. Ghost hunters. And we are renting rooms in a haunted mansion for our birthdays, which is weird because obviously people don't believe in that stuff and whatever. It's fine. So we are kind of having 2 birthdays, one of which is going to be a party in Cromwell so that we can have all our friends come that don't want to go to the ghost thing. And the other side of it is that we are having people go to the ghost hotel just because it's funny and I want to be a ghost hunter for the night. I want to see if shit like exists, I have said I believed it in the past, but I just want to see it for myself. That's what I want to do. But yeah, so that's a bit of a plan. So if you guys have any ghost stories or anything you want to reach out and then obviously drop into the comments on my Spotify, please do. But anyway, thanks for hanging out with me today. If your life feels messy, uncertain, or totally off script, this is your reminder that your story isn't over. Can still turn out better than expected. Sometimes we don't need a plan. We just need to trust that we're being rerouted somewhere softer and somewhere more aligned. If this episode resonated, send it to a friend who needs a little comfort right now. Just drop me a message. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I'll be back soon with more, but until then, be gentle with yourself. Your story is still unfolding. Take care, guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.